Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United lose to Liverpool 4-2 at Old Trafford. It's back-to-back defeats at Old Trafford for Manchester United, and it was Liverpool's first win at Old Trafford since March 2014, and it was Jurgen Klopp's first win at Old Trafford as Liverpool manager. Liverpool have boosted their chances of finishing in the top 4. Gotta say, Liverpool deserved the win. They was in control for the vast majority of the game. I am very disappointed. I thought we started the game well in the first 20-25 minutes. Edison Cavani had a chance that came from a calamitous mistake from Alisson. We took the lead through Bruno Fernandes, and Wan-Bissaka got the assist. Bruno Fernandes' shot took a huge deflection off Phillips, but surprisingly the goal had still been given to Bruno Fernandes. I'm surprised that didn't get put down as a Phillips' own goal. Liverpool could have had 2 penalties in the game because there was a handball from Eric Bailly, and also Eric Bailly brought Phillips down. Initially Liverpool got the penalty, but VAR overturned it. Liverpool equalised through Diego Jota. Jota had a very good game for Liverpool. He could have had an hat-trick yesterday night because he had some good chances. Dean Henderson produced 2 good saves to deny him, and Diego Jota also hit the post. What a signing he's been for Liverpool. Liverpool got him from Wolves last year, but I also liked Jota when he was at Wolves. Firmino, he got a brace for Liverpool. He enjoyed a very good game. Firmino's first goal came from a set piece. And I've got to blame Dean Henderson for Firmino's second goal. What a game Firmino enjoyed. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he got an assist. Trent Alexander-Arnold got given man of the match. He was superb. He got forward well. Defensively, he was very good. Got into some good positions. Threaded some good long balls through. You know, Trent Alexander-Arnold has been poor in a lot of games this season, but despite that, he's still regarded as one of the best right-backs in the world. You know, he's been at Liverpool a long time now, came up their academy. Obviously, Phillips, he got an assist in the game. Our second goal came from Marcus Rashford. Obviously, it was a counter-attacking goal. Edison Cavani had got the assist. It was lovely finished by Marcus Rashford, to be fair. And then obviously it was game on. And then obviously Mason Greenwood was introduced, and then we started playing again. Mason Greenwood had a very good chance to make it 3-3. It was a good goal line clearance from Phillips. And Towards the end of the game, Liverpool put the icing on the cake. It was a goal from Mohamed Salah. It was a breakaway goal. Sadio Mane came on in the game and had a very, very good chance, but he overran it. I thought Andrew Robertson had a very, very good game for Liverpool. I thought defensively he was very, very good and he made some very, very good clearances. Thiago, he enjoyed a good game for Liverpool, controlled that midfield. Fabinho also had a good game. So I think more or less they all performed well for Liverpool. Solskjaer gave his perception on the game and he said Liverpool deserved the win. Defensively, we was erratic, like Gary Neville mentioned. We gave the ball away far too many times. Made too many defensive errors. So that's what basically cost us the game. I thought Fred was very, very poor, gave the ball away too many times. McTominay, very, very poor. Eric Bailly was poor at the back. Like I said earlier on, could have give 2 penalties away. And his positioning was very poor. Victor Lindelof was poor. I thought he was very poor from set pieces. Luke Shaw had a very, very poor game. Didn't really get forward enough. It's probably the worst game he's endured this season because the vast majority of Luke Shaw's games this season he's been very, very consistent and he's actually been our best player this season. Dean Henderson, yeah, he made 2 good saves to deny Diego Jota, but he wasn't brilliant, was he? There was some good performance for us. I thought Bruno Fernandes did quite well. He was trying in the game. Marcus Rashford, yeah, scored a good goal, made some decent runs. But I thought he really, really struggled coming up against Andrew Robertson. Edinson Cavani, I thought he was actually very quiet in the game, apart from the chance he had that came from Alisson's mistake. And Wan-Bissaka, I thought he actually played well yesterday night. Made some positive runs on that right hand side. Obviously played a part in Fernandes' goal, and defensively he was good. Obviously we was missing Harry Maguire. He's got an ankle injury at the moment. He's going to be out for the season. Solskjaer hopes so, that he's going to be back for the Europa League final. The 2 substitutions we brought on in the game was Mason Greenwood and Nemanja Matic. Paul Pogba obviously played yesterday. I thought he started brightly and then I thought he was anonymous after that bright start. Obviously Paul Pogba started on that left hand side. We're probably still going to finish second in the Premier League. Obviously Champions League football is guaranteed for next season. From a Liverpool perspective though, they'll be very, very delighted with the win. Liverpool have endured a very poor season to their standards. But don't forget, Liverpool have got injuries Obviously, Virgil van Dijk is out with injury. He's out for the season. And Virgil van Dijk is one of Liverpool's best players. Liverpool paid £75 million for him, so he's the second most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment. Joe Gomez, he's out with injury. He's out for the season. Joe Matip, he's also out with injury. He's a good centre-half, Matip. He's like Eric Bailly for us, but he is injury-prone. Could Liverpool offload Joe Matip in the summer transfer window? There was no James Milner for them because he's out with injury. Milner's done well at Liverpool. I think there's a very good chance that he'll leave Liverpool at the end of the season. Will he retire or will he go to another club before he retires? Kabak obviously didn't play yesterday night because he's out with injury. Liverpool got him earlier on this year. Mariga, he's still out with injury. Obviously, he wouldn't have played anyway, even if he was fit, because he's like Liverpool's fourth choice striker. I think there's a good chance that Liverpool will offload Origi in the summer transfer window. Keita, he's out with injury. He wouldn't have played anyway because he's not one of Liverpool's first choice midfielders. Do you think Liverpool could offload Naby Keita in the summer transfer window? Because he hasn't done as good as a lot of Liverpool fans expected. Kelleher was injured, but obviously he's now back. I think he's Liverpool's second choice goalkeeper. I'm expecting Liverpool to be back next season, when all, their injured players come back. Solskjaer has still not yet beaten Jurgen Klopp in the Premier League. We have not beaten Liverpool in the Premier League since 2018. It was the third time we played them this season. Obviously, we're beating them in the FA Cup 4th round earlier on this season, 3-2. And we drew with them 0-0 at Anfield in the Premier League. Earlier on this season, there was some Liverpool fans that were criticising Jurgen Klopp and there was demanding him out. I've got to say, they are delusional. Don't forget, there was a period where Liverpool lost 6 home games on the trot. And at one point, no team could win at Anfield because Liverpool went 68 games unbeaten at Anfield. Our next game is Fulham next Tuesday night. By the way, we was protesting against the Glazers before this game, but it was a peaceful protest, so obviously reflecting on that, the game went ahead. The game against Liverpool was supposed to be played on the 2nd of May, but it got postponed because hundreds of our fans went inside Old Trafford and invaded the pitch to protest against the Glazers. I'm not Ollie out, by the way, reflecting on this defeat. I am still Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in at the moment. He does deserve at least another season at Man United. The Europa League final is our priority because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. But it will be a tough game against Villarreal. It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first major final as Man United manager. And it's our 8th European final. But we have been very, very poor at Old Trafford this season. I think all our defeats in the Premier League have come at Old Trafford this season. We've been far better away from home than we have been at home. But Liverpool, like I said, they've been the best team for the last 3 years, like Solskjaer mentioned earlier on this season. Jurgen Klopp is the best manager Liverpool have had in the Premier League era. He hasn't got a great pedigree behind him. Jurgen Klopp's won 4 trophies at Liverpool so far. Obviously, he's won the Premier League, That was last season. That was Liverpool's first title in 30 years. He won the Super Cup. He won the FIFA Club World Cup. And the season before won the Champions League. Liverpool have won the Champions League 6 times, so they've won the most Champions Leagues out of the English clubs. They got to the 2018 Champions League final, but they lost 3-1 to Real Madrid. Before Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp was at Borussia Dortmund. He won a few trophies there. And before Dortmund, he was at Mainz 05, and his record at Mainz 05 was absolutely disastrous. Klopp has been Liverpool manager now over 5 years. He's under contract with Liverpool till 2024. He extended his contract, I think, last season. He probably will see out his contract. I think when Klopp eventually leaves Liverpool, there's a good chance that Steven Gerrard will be their next manager. Because obviously he's done a very, very good job at Rangers. But you know, Liverpool have had quite a few good managers. They've also had bad managers as well. Obviously before Klopp they had Brendan Rodgers. You know, you can say Brendan Rodgers endured one good season at Liverpool. Before then, was it Roy Hodgson? He's probably one of the worst managers that Liverpool have ever had. They had Kenny Dalglish at one point. I thought he was a good player but wasn't a good manager. They had Rafa Benitez a lot of years ago, and he did very, very well with them because Liverpool won the Champions League under his guidance. They had Gerard Houllier years ago as well. He did well at Liverpool, obviously he's now dead. And they had Bob Paisley and Bill Shankly years ago, and they were very, very good at Liverpool. Liverpool will be looking to make signings in the summer transfer window. I think they've got a very, very good chance of getting that Konate from, is it RB Leipzig? You know, Liverpool have let a few players go in recent years. Don't forget they let Nathaniel Klein go. They let Dejan Lovren go. They let Adam Lallana go. They let Brewster go. Hoover left them and Trivella left them. And they did loan Minamino out, I think, in January to Southampton. Liverpool actually got him in January of last year, Minamino. They paid just over £7 million for him. You know? But yeah, like I say, I am very, very disappointed. I wasn't expecting 4-2, to be honest with you. I was expecting us to win, because obviously we was going into the game against Liverpool on the back of a 2-1 loss against Leicester. But I wasn't too disappointed with the loss against Leicester, because Solskjaer played a weakened squad. You know, Solskjaer did make 10 changes in the game against Leicester from the 3-1 win against Aston Villa. And prior to the game, Jurgen Klopp defended Solskjaer's team selection in the 2-1 defeat to Leicester. On my next video, I will be giving you my player ratings from this game. Obviously, you know the news on the transfers. I recently give you the news regarding Harry Kane from Tottenham. We fear we will lose out on Harry Kane forever if we don't sign him in the summer transfer window. He recently said Harry Kane is ready to ask Tottenham to listen to transfer offers this summer. He recently says the Glazers are planning to sanction a £90 million bid. I'm very sceptical that £90 million will be enough to convince Tottenham to offload him, because Daniel Levy said, Tottenham's chairman, not so long ago, that Tottenham will only consider offers starting at 125 million for Harry Kane. Now, a few weeks ago, Harry Kane came out and said that he wants to win team trophies. That was after Tottenham's Carabao Cup final defeat to City. Tottenham have not won a trophy for 13 years. Kane said earlier on this season he will ask to leave Tottenham if Tottenham fail to qualify for the Champions League. And he said he's decided that he wants to stay in the Premier League if he decides to leave Tottenham, because earlier on this season it said that PSG were looking to beat us and City to the signing of Kane. I would take Harry Kane at Manchester United, even though he'd cost us a substantial amount, because Kane would assure us goals, he can create chances, and of course he's well proven in the Premier League. He's leading the way for this season's Golden Boot. He's already won the Golden Boot a couple of times, reflecting on his good performances. Harry Kane has been at Tottenham for 17 years. He's been in their senior squad since 2009. He's under contract with Tottenham until 2024. He's had loan spells before with Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich and Leicester. Jadon Sancho, there's a chance that Man United will sign him in the summer transfer window, but there's also a chance that Liverpool will sign him if they finish in the top 4. Now, Jadon Sancho wants a move to Manchester United. The Manchester Evening News recently said that Jadon Sancho is pushing for a transfer this summer. He said Man United are ready to offer around 77 million for Sancho, and we want to complete a deal before the European Championship. Now, a few weeks ago, Dortmund lowered their asking price for Sancho to £78 million. Borussia Dortmund have already confirmed that they've got a gentleman's agreement with Sancho over a possible transfer. Sancho admitted not so long ago that he's unsure where his future lies. His preference would be to go to a team playing in the Champions League. Fabrizio Romano did say that Jadon Sancho would be 100% happy to join Man United this summer, because he mentioned that Sancho was keen on a move to Man United last summer. And Borussia Dortmund admitted earlier on this season that they'll sell Sancho for the right price this summer, and Borussia Dortmund's CEO did reveal that the club will discuss exceptional offers for the winner. Last summer, Sancho was our number one priority target, and Sancho to Man United last summer was extremely close. I'd love Manchester United to sign Declan Rice, because, the likes of McTominay, Fred and Matic, they're too much of a liability. Declan Rice is well proven in the Premier League. He's predominantly a holding midfielder, and we need a holding midfielder. Declan Rice breaks up the play well. He's still young. He's got a lot of development in him. Darren Fletcher did actually say not so long ago that Declan Rice asked about Manchester United when he was on international duty with England, and he asked Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw about life at Old Trafford. But he said the other month that Rice is interested in joining Man United, but he said West Ham were demanding £100 million. Said earlier on this season that Solskjaer agreed with our recruitment team that Declan Rice would be the perfect signing for the club. He's endured 7 years at West Ham, so he's been a long servant. He's under contract with West Ham until 2024. But yeah, it's not long now until the summer transfer window opens. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is aware of how big the summer transfer window is going to be for himself and Manchester United. The summer transfer window is going to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. And Solskjaer's made it clear he wants good backing, and I'm expecting him to get the backing he deserves because we've got John Murtaugh, he's our director of football. We've got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director, and we've also got Matt Judge. And Matt Judge has been part of the club for a while. Solskjaer has not been backed enough so far as Manchester United manager, and the board are to blame in that aspect. Like I mentioned so many times before, the board's been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. But yeah, in the summer transfer window, I'm expecting us to do good business. I'm expecting us to make 3, 4, maybe even 5 signings, and I've already identified the areas in the squad where we need to strengthen up. Quite a few players are going to leave Man United in the summer transfer window, so in that aspect we'll generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. There's a good chance that De Gea will go. I think there's a good chance Phil Jones will go. I think we could loan Brandon Williams out because he doesn't hardly play for us and he is our third choice left back. He played a lot of games last season, that's only because Luke Shaw had a couple of periods out with injury. But if Williams goes out on loan, he'll get more chances and plus he'll gain more experience. He did play against Leicester, but he was on that right, and he's nowhere near effective on the right as he is on the left. Axel Tuanzebe, good chance we'll offload him because he hardly plays as well. Diego Dalot, I think we'll be looking to get rid of him permanently. He's out on loan with AC Milan at the moment. Matic, I think we should offload him because I've got my strong reservations about him. Plus, he isn't one of our first choice midfielders. Obviously, there's been rumours of Donny van de Beek leaving after just one season, but the last time I read up, it said that we will reject any offers for Donny van de Beek this summer. So reflecting on that, we are reluctant to let him go. Solskjaer's got big plans for him. Donny van de Beek hardly plays. Most of his appearances have come from the bench. Alex Telles, I think we should offload him. He's only been at the club one season, but Telles has played nowhere near as much as I expected. When we got Telles, I expected him to be our first choice left back immediately. Juan Mata, I think there's a good chance we'll offload him because he doesn't get in our 11, and a lot of Manchester United fans are saying that we need to offload Anthony Martial because he's no longer good enough to represent the club. And he has been out of form for the vast majority of this season, and plus Martial's out of a knee injury. He's been out for a while now with this knee injury. Solskjaer said he's hopeful that he will be back for the Europa League final. But a lot of players will stay at Man United in the summer transfer window, and I reckon there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. But yeah, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's our best manager since Ferguson. I don't think, though, he's a long-term manager for Manchester United, but I hope I'm proven wrong. If things don't go well next season and Solskjaer doesn't exceed expectations, I think there's a very, very good chance he will get sacked. Next season will be his third full season at the club. This has been his second full season at the club. I told you I do have my concerns about Solskjaer. Solskjaer has been Manchester United manager now over 2 years. And I presume there's a lot of United fans that are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in, despite us losing our last 2 games. There's a lot of United fans that think he needs more time. But there's also been a lot of United fans demanding him out of the club. And they've criticised him. Obviously, they've got their reasons behind it. Earlier on this season, there was a lot of United fans saying that Ole needs to go, he's out of his depth, his decision making's poor, and in a lot of his games at Man United, his decision making has been poor, so I've got to agree in that aspect. But to be honest with you, if we decided to sack Solskjaer, I don't think it'd really solve anything. Solskjaer has just under a year left on his current 3-year contract. It said earlier on this season that Solskjaer agreed a 3-year contract worth 30 million. You know, we did appoint him in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. We gave him the job permanently a couple of years ago, reflecting now well he did as the interim manager, but some Man United fans thought we'd give him the job too soon. We should have waited until the end of that particular season to decide or not whether to give him the job, and some United fans in general think we made a mistake giving him the job permanently. But there's a lot of positives regarding Solskjaer, like I've been through with you before. You know, he has made some good signings. He's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in. He's done well in a lot of aspects this season. He did well last season, his first full season. I like the way he has promoted the youth. So there you go. And obviously you already know the news regarding the Glazers, don't you? Obviously our fans want to get the Glazers out of the club. You can understand the fans' frustration. And obviously you know the news regarding Ed Woodward. So anyway guys, that's everything to update with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe to my channel as always. And take care, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.